Welcome once again to the Autosportradio.com 2020 show. We are, as always, at the Grand King Race Shops at 8155 Crawfordsville Road in Indianapolis. And when things open up, you get a chance, you need to come down here and see this place. It is really phenomenal. Today's show is presented by Honda and Honda HPD, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the NTT INDYCAR Series, SVRA, and McGilvery's Pub and Eatery and Speedway. Do you ever have trouble with your computer? I can say to that, yes. Well, we've got a new computer guy. It's A+ Affordable Computer Doctor. Why is he a doctor? Because Steve Freeze will come to your house if necessary to take care of the problem, makes house calls. So give him a call, talk to him about your problem, see what he can do for you. Number is 317-328-0766. And everybody's favorite doctor's appointment, a dentist. Well, let me tell you how to make it a pleasant visit. The Indy Dental Group, they are spectacular. Indy 500 veteran Dr. Jack Miller and his wife, Dr. Liz Lewis, has a phenomenal practice. You'll love it. Give them a call, make an appointment. Number is 317-846-6125. You ever wonder what it's like to drive your favorite car in your favorite track? From dirt midgets at the Chili Bowl to Formula One at Nürburgring, Indy Simulation can put you in the driver's seat of their Sim Experience full motion race simulator. Take your choice of over 160 cars and tracks and iRacing, the same simulation professional drivers use to race their real world rivals. Learn more tracks and stay sharp between races. Just visit indysim.com today and book your free demonstration ride. And don't forget the Andy Granatelli exhibit is at the Indiana Motor Speedway Museum. If you get a chance to get over there, come and see it. It's really quite good. You ever wondered why these guys and gals love driving Indy cars? Well, you can find out by taking a ride with the Indy Racing Experience. You can go to indyracingexperience.com, find out where they're running and when, and you can book a ride, or you can call the office at 317-243-7171. And in the promo box online, put in DK1, you get a 50% discount. Is it time to get new insurance for your home, your car, or commercial property? Do what most of us have done. Call Mike Pardee at VP Insurance. He's located at 5004 West 16th Street in Speedway. Give him a call. Tell him what you're looking for. You might be surprised, as we all have been. Get better coverage for less money. His number is 317-248-0070. And if you're a Trans Am fan, it's coming back and coming back in a big way. You can subscribe to the Speed Tour magazine, get all the information on Trans Am as well as vintage racing. Just go to svra.com and subscribe to the magazine. It's first class. I guarantee you'll love it. And while you're there, check out their schedule, see where they're going to be and when. If you get a chance, you're anywhere nearby, go and see it. I guarantee you'll love it. Do you have a vintage car that needs restoration, or would you like to get one? The Grand King Race Shops can help you on both hands. They've got cars here for sale, and they can help you find a car if it's not what you like, or you have one that needs to be restored. They can handle that as well. So give them a call, talk to them about it. Number is 317-820-3595. Now, my guest today is one of the longest owners of starting in the Indy Racing League. He's been at the 500 every year for the last 20-some years, and he's expanding his race this year. He's added 2 more races in the upcoming Harvest GP at Indianapolis. I want to talk to the team owner. Please welcome Mr. Dennis Reinbold. Dennis, thanks for taking time to chat with me today.
Of course, Don. Happy to be here. Thank you.
You're in a position where you race when you get the chance, and I know after having talked to J.R. Hildebrand that you two are working off and on trying to find a full-time program for him as well as Sage, but you have a new product that you're going to be sponsored by, strangely enough, and you own part of it, if not all of the company, called Oil to Soil. And you will be running the Harvest Grand Prix. That's got to be pretty fun to do.
It is, and Oil to Soil has been a brand of ours for a number of years now. And so it's available at Amazon. What it is an oil product that if you have an oil spill or something like that, you put Oil to Soil down and it absorbs the spill. You can go on to Amazon, get a gallon jug of it, and it acts as efficiently as 14 pounds of natural oil dry or clay-based oil dry. So we're excited about the product. We've had it at racetracks, actually, a lot of different places around the country, and it's been a number of years. So it's kind of fun because we get to self-promote it because we own the product. It's fun to be able to self-promote and put it on the race car, which it's been on our race cars for a number of years now. So oil to soil, and there's my pitch. Thanks, Don, for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Can it be gotten at various auto parts stores yet?
Right now, we've been talking to different auto parts stores. Right now, the best bet is to go to Amazon and pick it up there. That's our best way that we have, our best venue to get it.
What drives you to continue in IndyCar racing? Now, you're a very successful businessman, although I haven't heard you doing commercials personally recently, but you're very well known and very successful in the automotive auto sales industry. How do you have time to play around with race cars?
I just love racing. I love IndyCar. I grew up around racing, and it's ironic where you are right now at the Grant King shop was my uncle Junior Dreyer's house back when I was a kid. So I've spent many time on those grounds and in those shop buildings. Not the back shop. That wasn't there when I was a kid. And I think that's where you are right now because the ceiling looks pretty tall. But the 4-bay garage that was there was his, and he did restoration work and all kinds of work. When he worked on the pit crew for Lloyd Ruby back in the 70s. So a lot of work was based out of there. And then Grant King bought that property from my uncle and built the back shop and built all kinds of cars for the Indy 500 in that facility that you are. So I've gone through there and met with a number of different people there. And that's racing the way I grew up when I was young, to where people would show up at other people's shops and talk about things, and great ideas came out of it. So that's an era that I got a little bit of exposure to and really loved through my grandfather and uncles and places like exactly where you are right now.
Well, I think there's some Pop Dreyer stuff here, I believe. I've heard him say something about it. And of course, Bill Throckmorton, the current owner, loves to take people around and show them all of the vintage cars and various cars they got here. So it's a good place to be when they open again, whenever it is that they are able to do so. But you've been around racing a long time, and although you're not racing full-time in IndyCar, you've got sports cars you run, don't you?
We do. We have rally cars. So we do. They are off-road cars. So we have some dirt and pavement and some jumps and things like that along the way. Hey, Don, did you lose me?
Yes, I lost your video. Your picture.
Okay, I've got another call coming in, I'm afraid. Sorry. I think that's blocked me out. Let me try this.
There you are.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right. That can be edited.
Yeah, so we have been doing rallycross racing for the last probably 6 or 7 years, and it's gone through several different evolutions with different series. There was Red Bull Global Rallycross. There were several different other ones. X Games been a part of rally car racing. And this year we're working on another series that will put together and sanction a series of races. But we really like rally car racing, all-wheel drive cars that are on dirt as well as pavement, go over jumps and things like that. It's a lot of fun. It's been a good fit to the limited IndyCar schedule that we've been able to do, is fitting that in to keep our guys busy all year round. And so it's been a fun existence and a fun way to go.
Well, the interesting thing to me, and to a lot of guys are going to say, really, that you keep a crew full time, don't you? 12 months a year.
We do. And we do a lot of other jobs as well. We do paint work, we do body work, we do all kinds of mechanical work. And so we're a full-time shop. We work for some other outside brands and building parts and components and pieces. And so we do quite a bit of a variety of different things. So it keeps us busy and keeps us moving along. So that's good. And every year when we hit the 500 or whatever other races we do, we have our core group that we can add to, or we're pretty well turnkey. Like this weekend coming up, or next weekend coming up for the harvest race, we will have just all of our full-time guys be out there. So they're guys we know and work with on a daily basis. So it keeps it easy.
What is the connection between you and Sage? You've been running him for the last few years. Obviously, you guys get on very well and know each other well, and he knows the crew real well, and they know him for that matter. So it's got to make it easy when you do get to run an event. He's ready to go and knows everybody, so he just all fits together.
Yeah, and a lot of that is exactly that. There's a comfort level with Sage. We know what he can do. We know he's very talented and very quick. We know how to work together and have worked together for, I don't know, 6 years now, something like that, off and on, mostly at the Indy 500. So when you do a car at the Indy 500, you spend a lot of time with each other. So that's been the case over the years. And so we know him pretty well and are comfortable. And we've said a lot of different things very openly back and forth together. So there are no surprises by putting him in the car.
It would seem to me that he has the talent that he should be more would be very marketable, I would think. So it should help in that aspect. It should help you, pick up a sponsor. I can't believe that he can't get a full-time sponsor with him being the kind of young man that he is.
Yeah, and he's great with sponsors. Whether it be the WIX people or the Mecum auction people, whoever, ISMI Springs, whoever it is that we've had over the years and continue to have as sponsors. He's forged a close relationship with them and keeps that going. So he's a valuable asset for us to have as a team to be able to plug in and just know that he's going to represent us at Dreyer Reinbold Racing very well every time he goes out and talks to those people.
With the situation around the world, but in America in particular, has it made it difficult to get sponsorship? Are companies kind of shying away, saying, well, instead of having 350 or 400,000 at the Speedway, they had nobody? Does that make it difficult to sell a sponsor?
It does for the Speedway. And if you look at it, I think for the Indy 500, the TV package is so strong that you can justify the fact that, hey, we didn't have fans, but we had a lot of TV circulation. A lot of people tuned in to watch the race. So the exposure was there and available for people. So for the Indy 500, it's not as big of an issue, but for other races like upcoming with the Harvest here, we'll get some TV coverage, but it's great to have the fans back. And even if it is limited, it's going to be good to have people out there watching you. It just works better for everyone when everyone's involved.
It's a shame with 10,000 people at the Speedway, you won't think anybody's there.
No.
Have you been?
No, it'll cover up pretty quickly, or they'll dissipate pretty fast. I don't even know. Is everyone or all the fans staying on the outside of the track? Or are they going to let people in road course turn 1, 2, 3, that section?
I really don't know. I just heard that they got 10,000, and I don't know where they're going to go. But I would suspect they probably will be, in turn 1 and 1 and 2, the oval corners. But I really don't know. Are they going to put them in the main grandstand? I don't know that either. But there's plenty of televisions. Have you been out to the Speedway since Roger has taken command?
Oh yeah, no, we did the 500, and I've been out there for
right,
a number of meetings, and we raced at in the Grand Prix as well this year. So I've been out there, and the reason I asked about the fans is there's a lot of great areas of viewership out there, and with only 10,000 people on the grounds, you should be able to go get a premium spot to really enjoy the weekend next Friday and Saturday. I say weekend, it's Friday and Saturday racing, but there are a lot of activities on the track all throughout the weekend. So I only care about ours, though, Friday and Saturday. So that's the main thing.
Well, I think I got a private tour with Mark Miles and Pat, the assistant manager of the events and the property, and what a transition that place has gone through. Holy Toledo! When the 10,000 fans get to come in next weekend, they're going to go, holy smokes! It's going to be amazing. And the screens, the television he's put up in various areas, you can sit on the mounds in turns 1 and 2, but you've got a television, you can see what's going on behind you. He's really got it covered and doing a phenomenal job.
That's why I said I hope they open it up for fans to come through the infield in certain areas. I know they're going to section some things off, and that makes sense in today's environment. But once fans are able to come in there, and I've been privileged to be able to come out there for the 500 and the Grand Prix, and just to see the changes and and keeping the tradition intact, but to see the changes and to see the improvements to the grounds. I mean, it looks park-like now in a lot of areas, that it's just really pretty, that maybe were overlooked in the past or what have you. But it's a facility that to be proud of, and it's one that I think a lot of people will open their eyes and say, wow, this is absolutely beautiful when they come back.
Yeah, you're not kidding. With the situation going on, how are car sales? Have they picked up? Have they slowed down? Have they not recovered yet? How is it going?
Well, we have our challenges with selling cars right now, but for the most part, it's been really, really good. I think car manufacturers in general shut down production when the virus first hit, and probably overdid that and overdialed it to where now they've been scrambling to get production needs back up, and we're now back to where we should be in terms of having inventory that we can sell people, where we were short of cars throughout the summer a lot of the time. So right now, I don't have any complaints. I mean, we're one of the fortunate ones that people do have to service their cars. You know, some components break, and we're here to take care of the maintenance of that. And then, you know, cars are a mechanical item, and people want to upgrade and trade out and get something new. So we've had a good, solid year. But like everyone else, it's a strange way to do business. I mean, this environment is, hopefully we do have cures coming on the way, and things can get back to normal to where we can go out and socialize and the whole 9 yards. But right now, throughout the last 6 or 8 months, it's been a unique opportunity, a learning opportunity, and we've had to adjust, and like everyone else. So we've had our hands full, but it's been a challenge we're working through.
How come I haven't heard your voice in doing any commercials recently? What are you, in retirement? Get your voice back together?
A little bit. I've been somewhat retired. I've been traveling a little bit. I did take some time to go to my cabin up in northern Michigan some this summer, and enjoyed that, just getting outside and kicking back a little bit. So no excuses, and unfortunately, you'll probably hear me back on the airwaves before too long.
Well, that'll be good. You know, it's interesting, a man of what you do and your talents you have and the business you have and the success you have, that you are into racing of all things. You think, well, you know, he's a businessman, he hasn't got time for this stuff, but you truly, because I've sat and watched and I've talked to you, I've seen you operating in your shop at the Speedway and garage areas in various places. You're into the sport. You really, really do enjoy it.
Yeah, I do. As I said earlier, I grew up around it, and we had my grandfather, Pop Dreyer, is why I keep the name Dreyer and Reinbold with our team and the dealerships and everything. He was a big influence on my life. In his early days, he ran sidecars, motorcycles with sidecars for Team Indian. And they would go to dirt tracks, mile dirt tracks around the country and race. And he was an Indian team rider until they banned the sport because it just simply became too dangerous. Then he moved to Indianapolis, worked for the Duesenberg brothers, and then Stutz and many other early day car manufacturers that were based out of Indy. And that transitioned over to the Indy 500. And so my grandfather's roots in the 500 in 1931, he built the front row of qualifying for the Indy 500 and built the chassis for those. So he's been actively involved up until his death in the late 80s. So I grew up around it. I lived next door to him. The shop was in the back, and I would go out and get in the way in the shop, and he would give me a broom or whatever. He would find a way to get rid of me and do little jobs around the shop. So when you grow up around something, it becomes your life, and that's how it was. And growing up in the car business, which was located right there next to his shop, next to Dreyer Cycle as well, which still exists on West Washington Street. I mean, we're right there next to the Speedway. So just the involvement with the Speedway over the years, it was a natural tie-in. And, what can I say other than I absolutely love it?
Well, that shows you've been here and you've kept pounding away and putting programs together to at least get to the 500. But I feel quite sure that if something came up where you could run a full season or get a 3-year deal put together, you'd jump at it.
I would, yes, for sure. And that's something that we're working toward. As you pointed out earlier, it's a tough environment right now to try to get people to think, IndyCar sponsorship, that makes great sense right now. There are bigger fish to fry, obviously, in the world economy and the world environment. And so we're biding our time, and there will be a good time for us to really be able to hopefully put something together to come back full time. That's our goal. That's what we want to do. And right now it's a tough time to be able to do that, but we're chipping away a little bit at a time, and that's going to be our philosophy coming up.
Well, it appears as though next year, in addition to a new track just announced in Nashville, there looks to be 3 or 4 more cars added next year, which means somebody's got sponsorship or hopefully putting sponsorship like Jimmy Johnson. I don't think they have it yet, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So there's added cars, and if TK gets a ride, that's another car coming in. So it looks like the series is really quite healthy considering what's happened to them. And of course, without fans, where the Major League Baseball and the NBA and the NFL, for that matter, are sliding. IndyCar's got good viewership, and their numbers are growing. So it hasn't hurt them that much.
No, IndyCar's got good viewership. The races have been great, entertaining to watch. It's been exciting. The announcement of Nashville coming on board is really exciting. So you lock down really good marquee venues, such as the St. Pete, Long Beach, and Nashville now, Toronto, different places like that you can count on going to from year to year. It does make selling sponsorship and growing the sport way better, way easier, because you have something to point to. And when we go there, I think the Nashville program, the race there is going to be a long-term deal that will go back there quite a few years. So, and it's an exciting city. It's a fun place to go and be, and it's a great venue to put Indy cars on.
And the city will show well. And I liked it when we raced down there before, because when everything shut down, we go downtown, and I always had to stop at Tootsie's. Couldn't miss stopping at Tootsie's downtown Nashville. And then Richmond will be a good one. I mean, it was growing very rapidly when we were there before, not we, but IndyCar was there before, and they pulled the plug, which kind of surprised me, because I worked with Mark Janes. He would be calling the race, and I was his spotter. And I said the last time we were there, I said, look at the people are coming into turn 3 now. 4 was filling, coming 3, and then coming to 2. I said, another year or so, we're going to have to find somewhere else to sit, because the crowds are picking up. And I always found it interesting. I'd walk around and say, you ever been here? No, but man, these cars are fast. This is fun racing. So it got Richmond's NASCAR people aware that IndyCar runs pretty quick. So hopefully it'll get back and built back up again. So that's another good venue. So things are looking good. I know when I had Jay on a couple weeks ago, I said, "Are you looking to expand the series?" He said, "No, unless we find somewhere that it makes sense to go to for both of us. It's a business. It's got to make sense." And then 2 weeks later, they announced Nashville. So I think, the series is growing. So it's on good stead right now. And I think it's going to do nothing but get bigger.
Right. I think so. It's been fun in dealing with Jay and now Roger and Mark and Doug and everyone there. I mean, they're doing a great job of getting input from individuals like myself and so the communication's been good on trying to work through our current challenges, our latest challenges, and then grow the series, which I feel confident that they're doing everything in their power to do.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing a great job. I think overall. What do you think of that? The new halo that's put on the aero screen. You like that?
I do. It's looked like it's deflected some things so far. It looks to be good. I think the challenge is going to be, ongoing and trying to figure out what we can best do. But for the debut of that, I would say it's been a resounding success.
Well, I look forward to nothing but good things, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And of course, we got to make sure everybody watches the oil to soil sponsored car with what's the number of the car?
24.
24, yeah. Watch the number 24 and see if Sage can put the thing on the podium. He's certainly capable. So look forward to next weekend, and good luck to you. And hopefully we'll be hearing shortly that you've got a program put together for next year, full time.
I hope so. Thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
Been talking with the owner of Dreyer Reinbold Racing, Mr. Dennis Reinbold, who's been with the series since IndyCar started and loves the racing, as he just said. We'll be back. We got some more guests lined up in the upcoming days and the next week. So until next time, this is Don Kay saying thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.